So welcome back. I'm Dorothy Morgan, and I'm a professional astrologer, and you can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com, where you can read this forecast, check out classes, find out where I am to have private sessions either in person or on the phone. Thanks for joining me. Today I'll talk about the new moon in Libra. That will be on September 27th. It is early in the morning, so we're going to definitely have a dark night, the night of the 26th. With the new moon at 7 in the morning on the 27th for Eastern Time Zone, what we're looking at is the resurgence of relationships and looking for a new balance within relationships up until the 27th. So if you're watching this ahead of time, because this is posted a week before, this whole week before the new moon on the 27th is very, there's a lot of uncomfortable and some rather difficult aspects going on. The moon's triggered a T-square, a cardinal square between Uranus and Pluto. So we're looking at the awareness, all of our awarenesses within our relationships. All of this is coming to light. So as the moon is finishing her waning stage before she starts waxing. So any time before this new moon on the 27th, there's a lot of things that are coming to our attention that we're needing to continue to release from the full moon process that we started a week or two ago. All right, so once we have the new moon in Libra, again, it's all about relationships and our focus on those things. So whether it's your personal love relationship or a partnership, you're going to decide what's most important. All right, so that's the very beginning of it. So what do we want to plant? What new seeds do we want to plant? At least with the Libra energy, you can always write out new things that are important for you, but at least with this Libra energy, what do we want to focus on? And again, relationships. It's about teamwork, working together, giving the support and receiving support, cooperation, anything that has to do with harmony, like the scales, keeping that nice and balanced. Things are out of balance once in a while, maybe more so than not. Let's try and bring these things back into balance. So I easily allow support and love to come into my life. Another idea is I easily find myself accepting help or asking for help from others. Or I easily find myself supporting, fill in the blank, a person or something in a way that works for both of us or works for the situation. So there's a few ideas. Again, see, we're looking at accepting help, receiving help, giving help. Again, finding the balance. You know what your life is like. If you give, then you're somebody who needs to ask that you find a little more balance in receiving. All right, so try those things, because this is really what we're looking at stuff. So here's our time frame. Again, make sure you write these things out within the new moon, the peak of the new moon. And I'm going to look at my notes for that, okay, because I don't have that memorized. So this is the 48-hour time frame. It starts at 7:09 a.m. Eastern Time. Please adjust on September 27th. And we go all the way through Wednesday the 28th at 9:51 p.m. So there's quite a few hours, 30 plus hours there. So once we get to 9:51 p.m. on the 28th, the moon is void of course, and we need to leave it alone until just after midnight on the 29th. There we go. Wow, sorry. Every video, I'm always flaking out on something. So on the 29th, after that, we're clear. So it's on the screen. Sorry, I confused you. I confused me. Anyways, so throughout the day, the moon is making square aspects to Pluto, to Uranus. We really have some tough energy with this new moon. So it may not feel, Libra energy is about finding that balance, but it may not feel that way right at first. We may have some really difficult energies that we have to work through. We really need to tip the scales a bit for a little while with this new moon, just so we can have room to readjust. All right, so this may not be a typical new moon For some people, it may be for others. It depends on you and where this happens in your own personal chart, especially if it's happening in the 7th house, which is the natural ruler of Libra. So keep an eye out for this. You know, if something really difficult is coming through with all these squares that we have going on, there's a lot of them going on through the rest of the year, so it'll be a bit tough. All right. So stay balanced as best you can. Be aware of where things are out of balance, so you can find a little bit more equilibrium with this new moon. Thank you all for listening, and go ahead and go to nhastrologer.com to read this forecast. So it's spaced out a little bit better for you there, as opposed to quick talking. Anyways, thank you very much for listening, and have a great week. Blessed be.